Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Ninth Element and I'm here to guide you through the ins and outs of Kitty Isolation, also known as Kitty Mod. We'll be looking at the most stable strats that can get you through the game with the least amount of trouble and without much time loss. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to play this on Nightmare mode, because that's the intended challenge. If you play on one of the other difficulties, then you'll get a lot more loot. But on Nightmare, you get just enough. If you're lucky. So here we go, mission 1. So we start by logging in as usual. And loot this box here. And then you can just run all the way to Taylor's room. And here there's a smoke bomb. It's actually 2 smoke bombs in one. And there's fuel as well. So grab those, loot this, and run straight through to get the briefing documents. And sometimes you get this error. If it happens, you just back out of it and try again. Or just press OK and then try again. It doesn't lose much time. So yeah, mission 1 takes about 51 seconds to complete if you're speedrunning it now. So now we're into mission 2. This will be a shorter mission 2 as well, because a big chunk of it has been cut out, as you'll see. So let's grab this. So the maintenance jack is here. Make sure you pick it up, otherwise you won't be able to melee for the whole game. But you'll still be able to open doors that have a maintenance brace on. So always come here. There's a guaranteed flare and a piece of random loot. So there's a loot trolley here. You've got a Molotov, an EMP, another flare, and a bullet. You don't actually get the gun, just the bullet. So we want to grab all this. The EMP is pretty useful for mission 4, and the Molotov can be used for various points, depending on what happens and how you want to play it. So that fall did nearly 70% damage. You can still take like 3 android punches after and survive. There's another flare here as usual.
This'll help.
Keep running. If you want, you can turn to the right here and go to a loot box up there, but you don't really need it if you're speedrunning. So climb the ladder. Sometimes you can grab the piece of loot to the left if you look to the left as you're climbing off. Yep, like that. So as soon as you approach this door, you are teleported to the end of the mission. So call the transit immediately. The alien isn't here yet. And this is a good time to set up your hotkeys. So if you're playing on controller, I like to use left mouse button once to make sure the keyboard's in focus. And then I start hotkeying, 9 for the flare, 8 for the EMP, 0 for the smoke bomb, and 7 for the Molotov. So you can use keys 6 through 0 on the top row of numbers for hotkeys, and you can see what you can commit as well. So the tram's about to arrive, which means Steve will be active shortly, the alien. We call him Steve. So what you want to do here is just throw a smoke bomb into the corner while crouched, like that. And wait directly in front of the door. You can stand up if you want, but don't move. As soon as the door opens, just run straight in. It's okay to run, because he can't see you. He'll hiss because he hears you, but he won't have time to react before the doors close. So you're good there. Okay, we're in mission 3 now. First thing you want to do is get a flare ready. You can press 9 to bring it up if you use that as your hotkey, like I did. So as soon as you exit the tram and turn left, you'll notice there's a body on this bench here, and you want to search it because it's got a med. He always has a med kit, and that's the only way you'll be able to build more med kits, by picking up this one. So it's pretty important to get this med kit. So just run up here towards the first challenge, light the flare. So this flare is used to distract the humans. Throw the flare through there, through that gate. Keep running. Crouch here to avoid her fire. Loot these boxes. I like to switch to a smoke bomb at this point because the flare is too easy to light accidentally.
An incest. She was trying to hack the elevator security.
And you'll notice you're not forced into staying crouched during her gunfire, but you should crouch to avoid it. So run up here. You can keep running until you reach this table, then crouch. Piece of loot here. Now, 2 reasons you need to stay crouched, so that the 3 humans running towards the flare won't hear you, and they'll continue running to it. And also because the remaining human, the lady, Heidi we call her, she actually takes her time. So in all the time we take to crouch around here, it gives her just enough time to get out of the way so she won't shoot us. So that's perfect timing. Now whatever you do, don't press that button to lock the door, because otherwise you're going to have the humans waiting for you on the way back and you will get shot. So this door is actually unlocked now, so you can do things out of sequence a bit. You can summon Steve even though there's no lockdown yet. So this is just the cutscene. He'll be inactive again after this, as usual. So once again, after this cutscene, you're not forced to crouch, you can start running straight away. Good to loot that box. Now it's time to go and get the gun and the data cell. So there's a cheeky scripted entrance from Steve here. He'll run past you while you're picking up the gun. There's actually about a 2% chance he can kill you in any way, even though he's not supposed to. So if you're not feeling lucky, you could save your game before picking up the gun. So here's the data cell on the corner of this table, so we don't have to go in the flight recorder room anymore and deal with the cutscene and stuff. So once you've got that, just loot. Now we can make our way back to the elevator exit. I'm going to save just in case anything goes wrong. But the this exit is pretty stable if you know what you're doing. So
Give me a break.
it's best to get a smoke bomb ready at this point. You should have one remaining. So the optimal strat here is to run straight for the vent upstairs. So as you go past, you can look at the humans, see what kind of pattern there is. That's actually a good pattern, what you just saw. So let's go straight for the vent. And we'll fire a shot to let him know we're down here, because one mechanic in this game is if you make noise in a position where the alien can't reach you, and he's on the ground, then it will confuse him, and after a few seconds he will go back in the vents to try and look for you, even though there's no way to you. And that gives you time to walk or run around sometimes and do what you need to do. So we're just gonna go through here and try and loot this box, and the reason for that is just to give him a few seconds to up vent, because if you climb up too soon, he might be waiting for you, or he might come back sooner. So going to loot that box makes the timing right. So now it's safe just to walk here and do the hack. And press the button, and we're home clear. I'm actually going to reload the save though to demonstrate something else, because it isn't always safe just to run straight for the vent without doing something else. It depends on the human pattern, you see. I saw a pattern where he would be late killing the last human, and so I judged it would be safe to run directly for the vent. But there is a more common pattern where it isn't completely safe. So yeah, you got the two humans in that position, so that's a less safe pattern. So what you want to do in this situation is throw a smoke bomb in the corner, then climb in the vent. You see, he would have caught me there if I didn't do that, but the smoke bomb covered my exit. So we did the same thing again, attract him, make him up vent, loot the box to make the timing correct. Then just get out and walk. So yeah, sometimes you can save a smoke bomb if you're able to judge that you've got a safe human pattern, basically. Okay, so start running immediately as soon as the level starts loading in. So those guys are slow going through the door. They even retreat a bit. So because they don't go through the door, that can actually keep the door open for mission 16. So you don't have to worry about
I need to get into comms
opening them
control.
up.
It's urgent.
Saves quite a bit of time. Okay, so this is quite standard stuff. Just go and pick up the
Some kind of
motion
tracker.
tracker.
It's been modified.
Use it briefly. Loot the boxes. Seems like I need to use sensors.
No, no problem.
So this save point at the top of the stairs is actually removed, but you can find it if you open up this room. Now if you're speedrunning, then I would suggest skipping this room, because once you know the strats and stuff, then you should be confident enough to not need to save here, but I'm going to show you anyway. See, it's right here. And the save can be useful if you're learning this mission, especially on the way back, because it's dangerous dealing with Steve on the way to the transit, so this is your last opportunity to save on the way back. So we hit those, and we can loot them on the way back. So this event here has changed. The android no longer kills Hughes, you no longer get a cutscene. But the twist is that Hughes is actually a threat to us. He's just as crazy as the other humans and will shoot on sight. What you need to do is just rush straight at him and whack him like that. The exception is if he's facing this way, then there's a chance he will turn and shoot you before you can hit him, in which case you should shoot him first to stun him. So you'll notice the androids don't become hostile unless you trigger the camera. I was able to run through the camera without triggering it. You can loot here while you're waiting for the elevator. So on the way into the elevator, I'm going to trigger the camera deliberately, because I want the android to be hostile when he comes down later. So this is a good opportunity to build a medkit if you haven't already, and do some other crafting. Good opportunity for that. So you want to have an EMP selected in this elevator, and when the elevator opens, there's a save right in front of you. If you want to use it, then you need to stay crouched so the androids won't hear you. Just crouch to it and use it. I'll use it so that I can demonstrate a couple of different things. So if you choose to use the save, the android up there runs across and away. So if you use the save and he runs away, you can loot this box. And now this is the way to force your way past androids. Use the wrench and take a punch like that. Now I've got the EMP plant selected, so one thing you can do here is turn around and throw it so it hits all three of them. Yeah, they're all stunned. Needs a little bit of skill because they can be quite spaced out. And you hear the chase music has stopped, so I'm far ahead of them. And so the reason you need to slow them down is because you can't have any android near you when you enter this room. Otherwise you won't be able to hit the button like this. The button will be locked out, and you'll basically have to hide in the vents and wait like more than a minute for them to go away. It loses a lot of time. So yeah, you need to use the EMP to speedrun it. So I'm just gonna reload it and demonstrate something slightly different. So again, have the EMP selected. Loot the box. Force your way past. So instead of turning and throwing it, you can actually try to plant it in the doorway. Start pressing the plant button early. So you plant it as the door opens. And as long as you reach that small stairs before you hear the EMP go off, then you should be fine. Planting it in the doorway like that is slightly more consistent if you do it without saving. So something to bear in mind if you're speedrunning. But it's not 100% reliable either, so there's a little bit of risk involved if you don't save. So this is a good time to heal now because we're taking some damage. We're on quite low health. So get the medkit ready and heal at this door. Then force your way past this guy. So each punch does 10% damage. Sometimes you get one in front of you here. You have to force your way past him in the same way, if so. And now this is the hostile android from downstairs. We want to force our way past him. This is why I wanted him hostile, so that he'll give me a punch, and this slows him down a bit to get in the elevator, and with a bit of luck, he won't get in with you. Now, sometimes he can get in with you, and in that case, what you want to do is just keep attacking him with the wrench, make him grab your arm, take a few hits that way, like 2 or 3 hits, then turn your back on him and use your spare medkit that you hopefully built on the way up. And then the elevator door should be opening and you can make a run for it. If you don't have an extra medkit, then you can try and stun him with the revolver and run behind him and whack him and repeat that to avoid losing health. There are different ways to do it. There is also a vent before that elevator. You force your way into the vent and then you climb the ladder and then you stay crouched going back downstairs and they'll lose track of you that way. So that's a slow way but safer if you're not so confident. So anyway, yeah, let's continue. So you can grab this charge pack. You can force your way past this android or just stun past like that. So when you make him grab your arm like that, you've got some grab immunity for a few seconds, which is useful. And that door's still open for mission 16. So you have a faster entry there. So when you first arrive in this area from mission 3, you have to start running immediately, and that stops the humans going through. That's your only opportunity for it. Your transition from mission 3 to mission 4. So we just start walking here. Get a flare ready as well. Get the bullet. As soon as you've got the bullet, run. Run all the way down the stairs and turn around. You should hear the thud of Steve drop. Just delay for a split second and then press the button to shut him out. Light your flare. Drop the flare just below this vent here. Keep running down the stairs and crouch when you get to the bottom. If you hear a beep from the motion tracker, then you should probably crouch earlier. Now listen for when he drops. He drops just then. That was a late drop, which is good. The later he drops, the longer he'll be examining the flare, and you'll be able to rush into the transit car while he's looking at it. If he drops early, then you might want to attract him as the door opens and then stun him with the revolver before running in. And also you should still have the Molotov at this point, so if something goes wrong and he sees you before the tram is opening, then you can just stun him and throw the Molotov at him. So this is the best pattern. We can run in while he's looking at the flare. And we're safely into mission 5. So we're mission 5 now. Let's reload the revolver. Check our stuff. Okay, we're doing pretty well.
Station serving the San Cristobal Medical Facility and Seegson Synthetics.
Ripley.
So I like to loot this box at this point. So you can start running as soon as the level fades in. There's guaranteed batteries here, the first guaranteed batteries of this mod. And you can actually reload the batteries while you're climbing the ladder, even though Amanda doesn't have any hands free. So you can always use the flashlight in this mission because of those guaranteed batteries. Now, there's a couple of different ways to deal with Steve at the exit of this mission, thinking ahead. So when you're running back after grabbing the key card, you open that door with the key card and you run this way. He will usually drop from that vent there where you just dropped from.
Right.
And start chasing you. So one thing you can do, which is quite easy, is plant the Molotov just here. So you want to plant it just by this scrap of paper. It doesn't have to be precise, but just close to the scrap of paper without going beyond it is fine. And he will trigger that as soon as he drops. If you plant it too far ahead, then he'll have an opportunity to teleport through it, so you want it just here. But there's also another trick, because sometimes when you turn and face him as he drops, he won't actually run at you, he'll just turn around and jump back in the vent by himself. And if you see him do that, then it's safe to just carry on running And you probably hear him drop, but he only drops in here where he can't reach you. So by holding onto the Molotov, you have the option of stunning him if he runs at you and then using it. And there's a chance, like maybe a 1 in 3 chance, that he will just go back up by himself without you having to use it. So we're going to do that.
Passcode?
So this dialogue is shortened, so you can open this door faster. And I'm going to save here so I can demonstrate a couple of different things.
Just tell me where to go, Coleman.
That's right. Along that corridor. You're there. That's Morley's office. The passcode should be in there somewhere.
So the code is 1991. All the passcodes are different in Kitty Mod. So he will start dropping slightly earlier than in the normal game, but you still have time to run to this door and punch in the code. Use the numpad if you can. And now continue running to this body in this direction. So the point here is by the time you reach this body, he will just be coming out of his animation, and because he hears you at this point, he will take the fastest path to you, and the fastest path is to go this way towards you. So he'll always come this way. It's quite predictable, and you've got time to loot the body and then back up and use the canister. Make sure he turns around. Sometimes he will, if you just run immediately, he'll continue running in your direction and collide with you. And also bear in mind, if you're too close to that canister, it will do you a little bit of damage. So if you're on very low health, you can actually die from it. So got the key card, you can actually loot that box as well if you're fast. Carry on running. Grab that blueprint, it's a pipe bomb blueprint. Make sure you still got the gun ready. And he went straight back up. That was lucky. He dropped in the other room, where he's no threat to me.
Now that's not fair. I thought it might be there. There's a difference. Now the passcode.
1702, okay? Now let's get down to the dispensary.
So grab this flare, and good time to reload the gun, although I still had 5 bullets loaded anyway. It's good to have a full clip going into mission 6. You just walk here, don't run. Approach Coleman so that he presses the button.
There.
Then you can run to the elevator. It's a good time to check your sensors in case you're getting maxed out. And then you can go. I'm actually going to reload previous save so I can show you a different exit if you don't want to use the Molotov, or if you don't want to risk having to use it.
That's right. Along that corridor.
So we did the same thing here.
That's Morley's office. The passcode should be in there
Get the passcode. Run to the door.
Warning. Medical facility quarantine breach detected. Warning. Medical facility quarantine breach detected.
Run to the body. He'll run this way towards us. Get ready to shoot the canister. Make sure he turns around. So this time we're gonna get a flare ready. I'd recommend only using the flare strat if you have 3 or more flares at this point. Grab the blueprint, light the flare. Drop the flare in this white part here. Get the gun out, make sure you can pull out the gun before you open this door. Get ready to shoot him. Okay, I missed the first shot, that was bad. So you want to make sure you get the shot on him. I think I actually got the shot on him a bit too late. You should shoot him and stun him exactly where he drops from the vent, otherwise he can run up that way, which is not so good. You want him to run back to the flare. But if he does go up that way, you can actually wait here and he won't see you most of the time.
Damn you, Coleman! You
So
knew
it's safe
that
to
thing
stand
was
up
here.
now.
Now that's unfair. I thought it might be there. There's a difference. Now the passcode.
1702. Okay. Now let's get down to the dispensary.
Of course. I promise.
So yeah, that's another way to do it. So I'm just gonna go back to mission 6 now, and that's actually where I'm gonna end the video because I want to split this into parts. So take care everyone, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.